When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now,
And hi, everybody. How are you doing? Good to see you here on this Tuesday. Hope everybody's awake. Hey, Gary. Good to see you. Gary was the first one in. Oh, looks like I'm going to be having problems with my YouTube today. Hopefully you can see this. Hey, Aaron. Good to see you. How's everybody? Carmen. Hello, hello. How are you doing? We're waiting for more people to come in. Hey, Keith, good to see you. Keith, I tried to reply to your post that you had this morning on Facebook, and every time I did, I was blocked from doing so. Have no idea what that's about. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Alan. Good morning. Hey, Susie, good to see you. Good morning, Susan and Gracie. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Let me quickly read Psalm 140 as you're continuing to come in and invite people in. Hey, Noel, good morning. Deliver me, O Lord, from evil men. Preserve me from violent men who plan evil things in their hearts. They continually gather together for war. They sharpen their tongues like a serpent. The poison of asps is under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from violent men who have purpose to make my steps stumble. The proud have hidden a snare for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set traps for me. I said to the Lord, you are my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord, O God, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. You have covered my head in the day of battle. Do not grant, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Do not further his wicked scheme, lest they be exalted. As for the head of those who surround me, let the evil of their lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits that rise not up again. Let not a slanderer be established in the earth. Let evil hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and justice for the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks to your name. The upright shall dwell in your presence. Hey, Amber, how's everybody? All right. Woo! Let's talk about some things. First, I want to remind you that today at 10 a.m., 1 Pacific, it was, Keith, the one you put in about, it was like a little video or something that said Keith is adding to his story. And that was the one I tried to put. I tried to clap first, and then I tried to leave a comment. I couldn't do it either time. It was blocked every time. Hey, Julia. Remind you at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern is God's Views on Political News today. That's on my God's Views on Political News Facebook page. So hope you can join us, ask questions, and comment during the show. Would be great. Hey, K-Sippy, how are you? He just ever so slightly nodded his head. Yes, wow, he was forced to change the words, I bet, and that will come out next year. And what is that in reference to, Susie? I didn't see the first part of it. Hey, Robin, good morning. All right, so as we're waiting, again, people aren't getting notifications, so I'm not sure what's happening. Hey, Teresa. I wanted to talk about the... why are you leaving, Amber? God bless you, too. Don't have to come in and run. You can stay for a while, can't you? Or do you have to go to work? Thank you for inviting followers, Keith. Watching the Senate hearings yesterday was an absolute waste of time. Good morning. Things are dragging up Periscope. Oh, Pamela, go out and come back in, I think. Hey, Ruthie. Amber, can you stay a while or do you have to go to work? Hey, Jack, how are you? Good morning, Ruthie. Thank you for sharing, Alan. Did anybody watch the Senate hearings yesterday? We may have some people out today who are watching the House. It was a waste. We already knew more. Exactly. It was a waste of time. Yeah, and I started to watch this morning. Hey, Carmen, I just noticed that when you put Abby Bell Pet Design, it's ABBYBELLE. You left out the E. Just wanted to let you know. Did Elijah Cummings make you want and break your TV? Yes, Jack, he did. I'm telling you. When I turned that on and heard, first it was the guy from New York. I don't know who that was, who was talking, but he basically was talking about, of course, the illegal immigrant children who are down at the border, who people are making it out to be that they're being killed and maimed and everything else. Thanks, Carmen. Hey, Teresa, good morning. And so had to be showboating on that. Then they had to take a recess because they had to clear the floor of people who were protesting. I didn't watch. Every time I watched any hearings, I feel like it was a waste of my time. Yeah, Robin, it absolutely is. Hey, Cully. And I'll tell you what. I was on Facebook yesterday, saw a group. Didn't know who the group was or anything else. But I started posting, what the law is, what they're doing down at the border, why it's not what they say it is. He's always an ass and uses the hearings to stump. Yeah, he does. Noel, always. Hey, Marlene. But this particular group on Facebook, they were, let me just say the word cray-cray, and that's really not a word, but cray-cray it wasn't really adequately used to describe those people. 10,000 of those kids alone, no parents. Exactly, Keith. 10,000 out of 12,000 children down at the border were sent there by their children. So they were already separated from their parents when they arrived at the border. And it's the parents who put them in harm's way, not the DHS. But anyway, this group that I found, when I posted in there, I have never found more communist, globalist, way out there people than I found in this group, telling me, but for posting the truth, one, I was going to go to hell, two, that I had a really dark, ugly soul. Don't hear that on the news. No, you don't, Jerry. And let's see, they said other things. They made fun of God. And one guy was using the F word in more ways than I've ever heard it. 13 million American children living in poverty aren't eating as well as kids in detention. Exactly, Kippy, K-Sippy. And the thing of it is, they are showing the inside of some of those detention centers. As I talked about yesterday, the ones in El Cajon that are basically, they have beds, they play games, they teach them, they're in school, so they have school, which I'm sure from the countries they came from, they probably didn't have school if they were that bad off. I know, the devil at garden. Woohoo! I know that was just amazing, Marlene. Unbelievable. And they're still sending me stuff. They can't let it go. I posted an article that talked about the law, and you would have, they told me that I was so inhumane. Some people weren't even from America, and they were, talking, mock God, and then tell you you're going to go to hell. I know. Alan, it was amazing. They could walk into an embassy or consulate in New Mexico and apply for asylum. Yes, they can. Hi, Ibris. And that's the thing, Alan, you're doing right. I know, doing it right, Marlene said. The thing of it is with those people, I said, if you're so humane and you want me to believe that you care for the children, why are you talking to me the way that you are? Because obviously you don't care about people when you're treating me worse than dirt, It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And again, they're still sending their responses, and they're ignoring the fact that there are children that really need help, living better than the blank holes they came from. Keith said, absolutely, Keith, they are. And the thing of it is, I went and looked it up. George Bush, okay, let me see if I can find the exact name, because I want to get the exact name for you here. In 2008, Congress enacted a law called the William Wilberforce Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act of 2008. The Flores Settlement, yeah. And that guarantees that every child, every illegal immigrant that comes to this country, that comes from a country other than Mexico and Canada, must be separated from the adults And once that happens, they're given over to the custody of DHS, and then they have to be released, or they should be released in 20 days to people who claim to be their parents. Now, why was that done? Well, it was done, George Bush thought, in order to make sure that children. Clinton started something else, Keith. Yeah, in 1997, he already started that. But this was an act in 2008. I'm just going back to 2008. I know, one word, abortion, Marlene, right, Crimea River. DHS has two choices, separate family or release all into America. That's right, KCP. And also this 2000, good morning, Catherine. This 2008 act requires there be a separation between the adult and the child in order to determine if the children are being trafficked. Now, Obama, under his administration, a lot of times they released those children and didn't detain them separately, but released those children, and guess what happened to them? Surprisingly, they found that some had been child sex trafficked. Others were used as slaves in order to do physical labor, and there were other things that happened to those children, and some they don't even know because they don't even know where their kids are. I guarantee you those same people, we know at least 13% are not real parents. That's right, KCP. Those same people that attacked me yesterday and are still attacking me would really be upset by the fact that those children were turned over and became child traffic victims. Now, they can't have it both ways. If you let them go and somebody comes and says, oh, yeah, I'm their relative, and they may not be, because the people that came and got the other kids, they weren't their relatives. Hey, Ann, good morning. So they're not going to be happy either way. Right now, the DHS has them, and as you heard yesterday, if you listen to that ridiculous press conference again, where the grandstanding was done by the media, blood tests, yeah, they could, Catherine, and then they would say, well, I don't need to submit to a blood test. Hey, Sherry, in that press conference, all they could talk about was, well, we see where the boys are, where are the girls? Where are the girls? We demand to know where the girls are. Really? Why do you need to know where the girls are, April Ryan? They are releasing some kids to illegal family members. Exactly, KCP. This was an issue for 8 years plus. Now it's used as political tool. Yes, Jerry, absolutely. And so when they want to know where the girls are, I mean, that's just preposterous. What are they implying? That they're being used for sex or something like that? I mean, craziness, craziness. And I'm seeing right now a lot of notifications coming up from that group on Facebook. These people, they're going wild, absolutely wild. I've never seen so much hate surrounding this issue with children who are being detained, who are not being hurt. When they say they're in cages, they're absolutely... They're trying to make you think they're in like dog cages or something, which is absolutely not true. As I said yesterday, there was like a big cage that is in the middle of the floor. It's a huge cage, what I saw. I'm not even sure it was an accurate picture. So it's scary for the kids if they would be a sex traffic item, or if it is real. Sorry for the separation. I know, here again, I heard that was during the Obama time, Ruthie said. Yeah, Ruthie, that's what happened to them during Obama. They weren't meltdown mode overdrive. Cully, that's absolutely true. The media whipped it up out of nowhere to distract from the IG report. Yes, Julia. How many of those kids sent alone to our borders don't make it because of child sex trafficking? Exactly, Keith. But MS-13 cartel, how many of those people, control high from India? Hey, Rahil. How many of those people, hey, Faye, don't even believe that anything happens to individuals outside or down at the border? Hey, Junior. They try to pretend that we don't have a problem at the border, that nobody's getting killed, nobody's getting hurt, everything's fine. Don't just ignore the rape trees and all that. I mean, that's, white elephant in the room, but, just look aside. Robin said, we are not heartless, but we cannot continue letting illegals, whether they are children or not, stream into our country. It has to be done legally. We know children are being trafficked everywhere. Gary said, liberal hate Occupy Wall Street promotes killing ICE agents. Article from Chicks on the Right. See, I mean, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that these same people, again, who pretend that they care so much about children, are sitting there wanting to kill ICE agents and anybody and everybody else because they feel justified in doing so. It's that what I talked about yesterday when I talked about in the end times, that the rational and reasonable beliefs will be out the window. We have laws, follow them. Exactly, Pitts. Exactly. But nobody wants to follow the law. Nobody wants to follow the law when you're on the left and you're that loony. These are, I'm guessing, communist globalists that I was talking to, who absolutely want open borders, who feel that if you don't allow illegals into this country, then somehow you are inhumane. I was told that it's inhumane, barbaric, immoral, and everything else. Amazing. The cage picture was a phony. Yeah, Robin said. MS-13 member arrested, had a 1-year-old that wasn't even his. Don't know where he got the child. Probably from the person he killed, I would guess. I guess online lecture is going on. It's not a lecture. Crazy people yet have to tune out early today. Cummings used up my sanity already today. Great show. Thank you, K-Sippy. I know Cummings was just a nut. He's like Maxine Waters. When they're talking, you don't listen. Hunter and mom with 2 kids. If she knew child separation policy, she does. If we went to their country, we'd have to follow their laws. You bet we would, Sherry. Absolutely we would. And we'll try and enter for the second time. Yep. Not sure if there's any truth in this, but I saw a post of a child sex doll being sold on the Wish site. Yeah, that probably is true. Hey, Barbara. They're talking about some of those things that the child sex dolls are going to try to eliminate those from coming into the country. The liberal media never said anything when Barry Obama was doing it. No, they didn't. I'm trying to keep my sanity. I can't stand listening to liberals. I know, Robin. You really need to kind of walk away from them, because when you disagree with them at all, they start bombarding you with name calling and everything else. Gone mad trying to explain the border to 2 hours of trying to defend my country. I give up, Barbara said. Yep. What's your good name? It's Susan. The cage pictures are from 2014, not fake, but from Obama's term. Yeah, I was even asked by those people, why do you want to talk to us about what happened under Obama? Why talk about an old law back in 2008? What happened under Obama? Because it's relevant. Because this is what happens to children when you don't take care of them. This is what happens when 10,000 parents supposedly send their children by themselves to a foreign country to enter it either illegally through asylum or not. I know I'm on fire, Raheel. Sometimes you have to be. Yes, Gary should have added that. Yeah, 2014 picture. Yeah. But the thing of it is, I mean, it's preposterous. If we sent 10,000 children from this country down to, let's say, Guatemala or something like that, what do you think would happen? It's that crying picture by Vice.com from 2014 also. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Barbara. Barry Obama didn't fix his immigration laws that he promised as a candidate. Nope. Obama is the reason we have the law. Well, actually, Carmen, it was by George Bush. Not sometime. I am watching you since quiet long. Okay, Raheel. That the whole thing is crazy. As we know, there are laws. Laws need to be followed. George Bush Jr. Okay, tried to trace it, but they covered their backsides. Yeah, Barbara, we know it's from 2014. We know it's from under Obama. Obama put people in cages. Nobody cared. I don't think people are being put in cages now. If it is, it's a fence or something like that. The detention centers that I've seen, should have guessed, I know, that I've seen basically are rooms with beds. The beds are made. They have sheets and pillowcases and pillows and blankets and everything, the comforts of what they didn't get at home, but what they're getting in the United States. And nobody cares. And they're singing songs, they're getting music, they're getting, like I said, they're learning school, they're getting education, which I'm sure they didn't get. Hey, Robin. So all of these people, though, I mean, there's marches and everything else going on. Let's all go and make our own video. Yep. So I asked, why didn't these asylum seekers coming up through Mexico stay there? Yep. United States benefits. Mention all while you are speaking on other subjects. Hats off. Thanks, Cahill. Good morning. Where did you see those pictures? All on the internet. I saw mine on Facebook. Obama drone strikes all through Middle East and received Nobel Peace Prize. Exactly, Keith. Hey, Lynn. Good morning. Good to see you. These illegals are getting better treatment than our vets and homeless. Oh, absolutely, Nick. And the other children that are in the United States already that need help. If 10,000 American children were being detained, we'd have ships off of their shores. Yep, exactly. That's it. I don't know what you're saying, Trigger Wrecker. So true. Again, 10,000 parents sent their children alone to a foreign country. They separated them. What did you eat? I want some kind of energy. Same kind of energy, right, Hill? So they sent 10,000 kids. They separated their own children from themselves to send them to the United States, not knowing what was going to happen to them, not knowing if the coyotes, and I don't mean the animals, the coyotes and other people with nefarious things like the cartel and the MS-13 nefarious motives didn't use them for sex, didn't try to kill them, didn't rape them, all on and on and on. They did that, and then they, meaning the liberals in the United States, want to blame I guess the Republicans in the United States for separating them according to the law and following the law. Detention centers now are just like those set up for people displaced by natural disaster, much like Red Cross shelters. Absolutely, Barbara. I saw we are actually getting our people back from North Korea. Yeah. Apart from it, tell me how much your age is. No, Raheel, I don't tell people my age because it's, quite frankly, none of their business. Now, let's see. Other things here. Again, by the way, morning all, I was so upset when I first came in. Barbara said, those countries need to be held accountable. They do. And what we need to do, I guess Ted Cruz came out with his own bill that won't separate the children from their parents. He wants to have fast hearings, quick asylum if warranted, speedy deportations if warranted, families kept in detention together, adjudicate in 14 days. Now, the Feinstein bill, she doesn't want separation, but she wants a quick release. Libs are heartless, but use our emotions to get what they want. Yeah, they do, Bird. They use everything about what they do is based on emotion. It's an emotional rant every time that they go. They don't follow the law. They don't look at the law. That's why the wall needs to be built ASAP. Yep. Why don't we people connect on other apps? We do. I agree with Ted. Yeah, well, they should be kept together, Catherine, but according to the law of 2008, they can't be kept together. George Bush signed that law into effect, and it was enacted by Congress. The president wants all that too. No quick release. Oh, send them home or to another country. Yes. Hey, Sherry. No problem, Raheel. The thing of it is psycho-emotional rants. Exactly, Keith. It is. And again, it always deteriorates into name-calling. It's not okay that you can disagree with somebody. They can't have you disagree. All I see on MSM is a children issue, nonstop coverage, detracting from other issues, FBI, Korea, IG report, Hillary Clinton emails, Comey classified emails. Now they're going to go after Comey to see if he indeed sent classified information on his email account. Now, on his private email account. You may say, well, hey, Hillary did the same thing. My thing is, like the press conference yesterday, abysmal. Yes, Marlene. I think that nothing's going to happen to Comey, even if he did send classified information. Nothing happened to Hillary. Oh, but Laura Bush's heart is broken. I know, Catherine. All of it. All on trial coming up July 3rd, Las Vegas, new information. Yep. Yeah, I didn't get to watch Laura Loomer's scope last night to see what the new information was. There's always new information coming out in Las Vegas because they haven't given us the information completely. That's why there's always new information. They've had this information, I'm sure, for a long period of time. Let's see, 210 profile reads, am I wrong? If not a troll, I'm sorry. Which one, Carmen? I don't know. That the 210? I don't know. Probably, I mean, there are trolls everywhere. I'm not too worried about it. Or you are not a Christian if you are for this. They are such good Christians today. I know, Barbara, and it's getting to the point, Christians, again, we know that Christianity is being attacked in the United States. Media doesn't care about the Chicago violence tearing apart U.S. families. Good point, Junior. No, they certainly don't. How disrespectful of Holocaust survivors by former CIA Director Hayden to compare humane, lawful detention to Nazi extermination camps in which 6,000 people a day were murdered, Tom said. Absolutely, Tom. And I'll tell you what, if a Republican had made a comparison like that, they would be eviscerated. And now a lib can make that comparison, and it's A-OK. Laura talking about cops turning off body cams at Las Vegas shooting. Oh, okay. Laura, body cams ordered to be turned off. Police call saying 3 shooters and at casino level shooter. Jury said. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's weird. Like I said, with regards to Vegas shooting, that night I was listening to Periscope and was listening to what was happening from many different accounts. And there was more going on than what was being told. It sounded like they were going straight down the Las Vegas Strip and just shooting people. That's how it came across in the Periscope. And that's what people were talking, that they were seeing people and what was happening. So who knows? I had to send another request to join your live feed. Is Facebook removing me? Barbara, Facebook kind of removes me after a while. Chris Pratt spoke up about God at MTV Awards. People were shocked, and I was very happy to hear it. Yeah. And I'm sure he will go down in popularity now. But I tell you, Christians are going to need to keep speaking up, because our ideologies are not being appreciated. I was reading about something that happened. The First Baptist Church in Dallas put up a billboard that said America is a Christian nation, and they had so many complaints that the billboard company said we're canceling the contract. Cops did the best they could on Vegas. Let's not Monday morning quarterback them. Could be, Junior. I don't know. There was so much going on. So I don't know if it's the cops, what was going on. Spoke like a proud Christian too. Hi, Susan. Sorry I'm late. No problem, Bob. I don't know why in Dallas, Texas, I mean, I know it's liberal there, but it bothers me that in Dallas, Texas, a church can't put up America is a Christian nation. America was founded on Judeo-Christian beliefs, and you can't change that. Me leaving your live streaming. Okay, Rahil, have a good day. You can't do that. I'm late too. No problem, Chezzy. Deep State has assassinated citizens before. Lavoy Finicum is one. Yeah. But that was kind of like they were putting it up too for July 4th, and they wanted it up. I mean, that's crazy. Hey, Bruce, I'm late, but I'm here. Good to see you. Lots of headgear wearers there, if you get my drift. I do. I do, Barbara. It's a shame. HRC spoke today on how the Bible, Jesus says, suffer the little children to come into me. Yeah, Jerry, it's funny. I think she said that yesterday. Yeah, you did say yesterday. It's funny how Hillary and other people like herself quote the Bible when it's important for them to make a point against Christians and Republicans. But other than that, does she ever pick up the Bible? But another company put up 20 billboards. Yep. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Many bleeding hearts. Crooked Hillary just needs to sit down and be quiet. Yes. She Googled it, I bet. I'm sure. Or somebody wrote it for her. Those internment centers look better than where they came from. They're not internment centers. They're detention centers. That was Cummings, Elijah Cummings, who called them child internment centers because it looked good and sounded good for the cameras and for his re-election bid, I'm sure. Good to see you as well, and that's a nice shirt. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks so much. Now, also, Comey refused to testify before Congress yesterday. McCabe pled the 6. He pleaded the 6 yesterday. They quote it out of context and pick up and choose to suit their needs. Exactly, Alan. They're not cages. Here, let me open your eyes for you. Let's see. Loretta Lynch also declined to appear, and Grassley wanted to issue a subpoena to have Comey appear before the Senate hearing yesterday. But guess what happened? Dianne Feinstein would not agree to a subpoena. She blocked him from doing it. You needed Grassley and Feinstein to both agree before a subpoena could be issued, and she blocked it to make sure he wouldn't be there. Jesus said to care for the children, we are protecting them. Exactly, Barbara. Poof, and they are gone. Wait, said. Yeah, they rode out on a cloud. Poof, gone. But if everything that Comey's saying, if everything is truthful and all that, why is it that she would not want to allow a subpoena to be given to Comey to allow him to appear? Why would you do that? And Comey's attorney said, well, he's out of the country anyway. I guess part of his book tour took him out of the country. Conveniently, I'm sure. Let's see. So we know that these hearings are nothing but a way to grandstand and politicize. He's listening to everything said so he can form a defense. Probably. Absolutely, Catherine. Hey, Amber. Feinstein is probably afraid lying Comey will open up a can of worms on her. Yep, no doubt. And it's funny how these people at one point absolutely hated Comey because of the fact, coming forward with the Hillary information, and then they loved him, and then hated him, and then loved him again, and kind of at the love stage now. They did that a lot with the Obama administration. Yeah, they're amazing people. What can I say? Absolutely amazing people. I don't know if the truth is ever going to come out. These people don't have to appear before Senate hearings. What they ought to do is indict some people, get a grand jury going, something, do an investigation. The IG report's not doing too much. Comey doesn't have a lot of support on either side, either said. If you guys could, if you would retweet this, we're already past the halfway point. I would appreciate it if you can retweet it. I can't wait to see if Hillary takes everyone down with her. Keith, I don't think Hillary's going down. I'm done with these pointless hearings. Amber said, Amber, they're a total waste of time. The best thing you could do is get the IG report, read it, and that's it. That's all you need to know. Because yesterday, the FBI director sat there as though he was having an out-of-body experience and didn't have anything to say. Comey has lied so much, not sure he knows any truth. I believe that, Barbara. But the FBI director just seems oblivious to the fact, there's no problems. I hope that Manafort is doing okay in jail, sending prayers. Comey believes his own lies. Huge eye roll. I know, Lynn. Law these nuts. FBI agent Peter Strzok will testify before Congress without a subpoena and will not plead the fifth. Exactly, Noel. The hearings are just for show. They certainly are. Peter Strzok, I think Peter Strzok, again, wants to get ahead of everything. He wants to get in there before other people start accusing him of anything. And he's going to say, I was told to do X, Y, and Z, and I didn't do anything wrong. Hey, Nick. Everyone but HRC is going to go down, going down for her. Well, they're going after people like Strzok, Page, McCabe. I don't even think Comey. I don't think anything's going to happen to Comey. Unless they can prove, that he intentionally sent out classified information. I think what they should do is they would be more likely to get him on the fact that he gave information to his buddy professor, knowing, and that was classified information, knowing that would, in his mind, spur on a special counsel appointment, which it did. He's made a deal to stay out of prison, flip on McCabe, probably. Nothing's going to happen to anyone. Amber, I pretty much agree with you. I don't think it is either. Just a matter. Yep, Trump's policies are based on, not on racism. You're so right, Kitty Cat. It's not anything about racism. Thanks for coming in. The hearings are just for show, Robin said. Yeah, I said that a second ago. Sorry, I'm repeating myself on that one, but they are. And we have to keep reminding ourselves that's what it is. Lying Comey, Crazy Maxine, Crooked Hillary, Pervert Anthony Weiner is the best that the Dems have. And Junior, let me just tell you that the Democrats are so good at what they do that even though it looks like, smells like, quacks like, talks like a duck, probably is a duck, that they break the laws, they always get away with it. Yeah, Kitty Cat had to go get some catnip. That's right, Jerry, and she had to leave. So, I mean, we have to start being more proactive, and I don't think that we're going to be proactive. That's not what the Republicans do. We tell everybody what we're going to do before we do it. Even Ryan coming out, well, the full force of the constitutional law is going to come down on you, FBI, DOJ, if you don't do something. Just go ahead and do it. Don't tell everybody what you're going to do. Don't give them 3, 5, 6 days notice so that they can build up a defense and go out into the public and talk about what you're going to do and how horrible it is and all that. Stop giving them stuff to use against us. I think they do it on purpose. I really do. Why else would they do it? Ryan doesn't want to do anything. Exactly. He doesn't, Alan. He just wants to talk about it, and then he wants to go and retire. Go away and end up on CNN, MSNBC, or something like that. I don't know if you read, too, that an ex-CIA agent was charged with massive leaks to WikiLeaks. This came out by Politico. An engineer was indicted on charges he masterminded what appears to be the largest leak of classified information in the agency's history. Ex-CIA agent. Really not hearing too much about this. Joshua Schulte, 29, is charged with providing WikiLeaks with a massive trove of U.S. government hacking tools that WikiLeaks published in March 2017. Previously faced child pornography charges in federal court in New York. Illegally gathering classified information, damaging CIA computers, and lying to investigators and other offenses is what this guy is being charged with. I'm sorry. There's a problem with some of our law enforcement agencies, FBI, DOJ, CIA. Obviously, that we have turned our backs. We, meaning the people under the Obama administration, have turned their backs for so long that all of this corruption has gone on, and everybody now, like with Ray coming out and saying, yeah, it's only a few people. Yeah, it's only a few people at the top who have all the power, who are doing all the damage, and probably having their minions do it too. Having a great hair day. Thanks, Mike. It's not often. I think most of the higher ups are dirty, Alan said. I think so too. I mean, it's amazing. We certainly know. I mean, and I would put Rod Rosenstein in there. Should I care about those immigrant children separated from their parents? Up to you, Bob. It's only a few people that work for Barry Obama. Yep. Yeah, but look at all that. And from these hearings, when the IG said there was no bias, what he meant by that was that the bias did not interfere and did not impact what was taken, the action that was taken. Okay? So that means, he said, basically, the prosecutors kind of saved the day. But let me just say, if I do something and I'm feeding you only biased information, should prisoners start demanding to have their children in prison with them too? Amber, there you go. Absolutely. Bob says, I don't care, period. That's you're right, Bob. You don't have to. I know those children are being well taken care of down there at DHS, better than they were by their parents who sent them by themselves on that journey to come into the United States. And they're also protected from sex traffickers now that they're at DHS. I think these children are better off where they are right now than where they came from, honestly. If we could get rid of Obama leftovers, that would help a little. Yes, it would. Absolutely, Robin. Absolutely. Oh, you're watching the Horowitz, IG, don't trust his investigation. I see bias in his decisions. Yes. And you know this firsthand, right? And you do, right, Eddie? The thing of it is that when you're talking about the CIA agents and all this stuff happening and the bias that the IG found, if you're doing an investigation and you're giving them biased information that you have gathered, the prosecutors, what they do is they take that information and they go from there. They don't do the research. They don't know what's biased or what isn't. We aren't starving these kids to death or leaving them in filthy conditions. Exactly, Amber. And we're not sexually abusing them. Does anyone know if Trump or Pence is coming to Philly today? Mike wants to know. Um, So, yeah, Eddie is a troll, of course. Or Edie, Eddie, whatever. What's the long-term plan for these children in indefinite detention? No, it's to process them, Ibris, give them a hearing, and get them back to their country. Most of these kids are left at the border or are trafficked, so we're doing them a favor. Exactly, Amber. If you know that from DHS, she said 10,000 out of 12,000 children were sent by themselves to the United States. 20 days is the limit. That's right, Barbara. And again, that 2008 act that George Bush signed into law that was made by Congress says those children from anywhere other than Mexico or Canada must be separated from the adults. Don't want you to believe the report, just want you to believe what they say about it. Exactly, Alan. Sup, Gary? Bruce says. So when the IG says the bias didn't impact anything, that's absolutely not true. It had a lot of impact. Not George Bush. Yep, that's right, Bob. It was George Bush. So Laura needs to know a few facts before she opens her mouth. Barbara said, yep, I'm not sure why they're demanding action when Obama did this for 8 years unanswered. And Amber, not only that, but for 8 years, Obama sent those kids out with people pretending to be their parents, and they were put into sex trafficking, and they were also used as slaves in other areas. But Obama used dog cages instead of old Walmart, Amber said. God only knows how many of those kids are forever lost and dead to spirit cooking, Carmen said. If that's an actual thing, Carmen. Hasn't been proven, so don't want to, a little, but they take to the streets. They would not be pretty. That would not be pretty. Obama got by with everything. Yes, Robin. Oh, but Obama could do no wrong. Exactly, Alan. Yeah, the alleged, that's right, Carmen, alleged spirit cooking has not been proven. I never shop at Walmart, Bob said. Well, and that Walmart's empty, so if you can't shop there anyway, might as well be used for something. And again, if you're crazy on the left, all you care about is, where are the girls? Where are the girls? Unbelievable. Where's your head? Where's your head? But again, now if we're looking into the ex-CIA agent who did that, we have across the board, we have a problem in the FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA. This problem needs to be corrected. But yesterday, another thing, all they could do was talk about how President Trump said he was exonerated from, with the Mueller investigation, and how that wasn't true, and how President Trump never followed the law, and on and on and on. That whole thing, the IG report, had nothing to do with the Russian investigation. It really didn't. And so why even bring it up? Why talk about it? Wow, Wayne, your head is on top of your body. That's really good. Or you're asking a question. Yes, it is, Wayne. So, I mean, unbelievable politicizing taking place. And, again, this morning the big news was, Trey Gowdy really went in there and went after Comey. Sorry, Trey Gowdy used to respect you, used to love you. I thought you did a great job, but you sold out. Something happened. And in all the times that you were doing all of those hearings, nothing came of it. You cannot close Walmart and grocery stores in every town not to be made for veterans to have shelter. There you go, Barbara. Turncoat Allen said, yep. Why not, if that Walmart is empty, why didn't you open it for homeless veterans? Gowdy is a traitor, Bob said. I don't know if he's a traitor, Bob, if I go that far, but he's sold out, at least I think, to somebody. So I don't know, a lobbyist or what. I guess we'll find out after he leaves. But if you've got all that room, and empty space, and you could make it for the illegal immigrants that cross over into the United States, then why not allow veterans to go in there and live and be protected from the elements outside? Hey, you know what? Right now in Arizona, in Tucson, they're living in tents. They could live inside of a Walmart. He's got to save his own skin, Carmen said. Welcome, Tom. It's your first day. So, we never seem to think of the veterans. Never are they brought up. It's like they don't even matter. And neither do the children, apparently, in the United States. Gowdy and Cruz, not worth it, Keith said. I mean, if Cruz wanted to do something, introduce a bill, get Congress behind it, just bringing out a bill and saying anything is not making it happen. Running water, restrooms, and air conditioning. I know, Barbara. I mean, think about that, how the veterans would love to have that. Instead of living in tents in the heat in Tucson, Arizona, with no running water except in different, specific locations, no toilets inside their tents. Third interview with the same company on Thursday. Yay, Brandon. Interview with 4 different people. They really like you then. Exactly. Our vets deserve so much more than strangers, Carmen said. Yeah, what about the Bible that says charity begins at home? Why are we doing things? I mean, we're being very charitable to the illegal immigrants, even their children that come over into the United States. We're showing them more mercy, them more grace than we are our own veterans who are here, than our own children who are here, who are poor and needy. And you know what? They would love, the poor kids in America would love to have a detention center like the one set up in El Cajon. Clean, things to do, games to play, getting taught there. Doesn't his wife work for Goldman Sachs, Ted Cruz? She used to. I don't know if she still does or not, Keith, but she did at one point anyway. But so why aren't we worried about that? Makes me sad and sick. I know, Lynn. It really does. And for, again, those, I hate to bring them up again, but those globalist communists on Facebook that I was talking to, they're more concerned about children outside of the United States than they are about children inside. Yes, Ted Cruz is married with children, Bob. Well, when you go to jail in the USA, your kids don't get to go with you. I said that, Montana, to those people, and you know what their answer was? Yes, but they get to say goodbye. Okay? I have compassion for the kids. The parents evidently don't, or else they'd not do this to them. Exactly, Glay. Exactly. Why would you send your children across country by themselves with people that you don't know, and you don't know what they're going to do to your children if you cared so much about your kids? A lot of those children aren't even with their parents. And that's right. Montana, 10,000 out of the 12,000 came by themselves, according to the DHS. Kids are just used as pawns and bargaining chips. That's right, Brandon. And the Democrats right now are using them that way too. And Barbara said money. Yeah, absolutely. And again, if I were in another country and it was a poor, horrible existence, I don't fault some of these parents for wanting to send their kids to a better place. But obviously, in doing so, they weren't thinking about the consequences. And, when you do go to jail, there's one way to keep your children from being separated from you. One, don't send them to a foreign country by themselves, ever. Don't come to the United States illegally. And don't commit crime and be put in jail. I mean, it's simple. Those parents want to turn this country into the place they come from. Keith, the liberals want to turn this country into the place those people came from. My wife works with some of the poor people. They drive up in $60,000 trucks. Wow. Again, it just amazes me how the United States is being pinpointed as they're the cause for this. It's like, again, it's putting a Band-Aid on it, not focusing on the real problem of what's happening, but focusing on the people that are trying to do something about it. The wall just got 10 feet higher. Coming in illegally makes it harder for them. They have to live in the shadows, Brandon said. That could be very risky for the children going by themselves. Bruce, some get killed, some get raped, some are sexually trafficked. Jerry is right. Trump needs prayer to have wisdom making the right decision. Absolutely. Carmen. Then they want to know what they will get for free. Yeah, because they've been told, come here and get it for free. And remember that Avenatti, the Stormy Daniels lawyer now, is going to represent the illegal immigrant parents. Because why? He wants to be relevant. He wants to be noticed. Bleeding Hearts complaining about a Bill Clinton law. Montana, it's also a George Bush law of 2008. George Bush signed that into effect, that children have to be separated from the adults because they want to make a determination of whether or not these children are being trafficked. People will always try to come into our country if there is money to be made. Absolutely, Brandon. And again, these people, these liberals, they want them here. California Ninth Circuit ruled in 2016 children should not be in detention centers with adults too dangerous. There you go. Exactly. Noel, I used to have such respect for George W. Bush. Yeah, unfortunately, Robin, you may want to read up on the Trilateral Commission and who they are. George H.W. Bush is a member, and George Bush probably is too by this point. This is a hot button. MSM Dems are pushing it. It's all they have. Economy, trade, Korea, peace, jobs are good. Exactly, Jerry. Wish people would get the fact before they talk. Read the history. Trump never made this law. See, they don't care, Montana. They don't care that Trump didn't make this law. All they want Trump to do is make it stop. They want Trump to disobey the law and make it stop. That's what they want. They want Trump to disobey the court. They want Trump to disobey what Congress, the law Congress enacted. Now, if he did that on anything else, they would be all upset. They would be all up in arms. But in this case, they only want him to disobey the law. USA, MAGA, the hell with the liberal liars. Exactly, Montana. And also what happens, we shouldn't care what they're saying because they don't vote for the Republicans anyway. So don't care. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stir the pot before the November vote, Lynn said. Yes, they want him to do this, but call him a dictator. Exactly, Brandon. They want to use him like a puppet when they want him to be used for their purpose. And then they want him to go away after that. Robin said, not going. In India, rape is on the top, so I suggest my foreign friends and warn them not to visit India. Wow. Bruce said, not going to happen, Robin said. Yeah, Bruce, that would be a reason not to go to India, I suppose. But yeah, it is so funny how they want everybody to follow the law if it benefits them. And if it doesn't, then they want you to disregard the law. I've been warning people about the Bush family since day one. People said, you're nuts. Yep, Keith, they don't want to look at the facts. And so, by not looking at the facts, they can call you nuts. And then they can go about their merry way and think, well, I have nothing to worry about. You can't make people look at the truth. They don't want to. And people like now are getting more and more angry at the truth. Globalists are globalists no matter what party. Yep. Right, Brandon? Dems ignoring laws that lib courts put into place, educate the lefties on Flores settlement. But they don't care. They don't care about the law. They really don't care. Wasn't Bush in college with bin Laden? I have no idea, Uncle Ben's. Is the German crime rate down, or are they just not reporting, investigating migrant-related crime? Tom, I think that would be a really difficult thing for us to find out whether or not they were accurately reporting what was happening. How do they arrive at that statistic? What do they look at? Do they, there's all kinds of things. Scott Adams said it's useless to give facts. They just don't want to hear them. They don't, Robin. They absolutely don't. They want to attack you to make you shut up so then they can pretend that their facts are accurate. Truth means nothing to Democrats. Cully, it doesn't. You're absolutely right. Nutella sales on the rise there. Exactly. Oh, I can't stand that stuff. I don't know how people like that Nutella. I cannot eat that stuff. Ugh. I bought it because I thought everybody was talking about how great it was. It is not. Hope I am doing right by telling them, yes, you are, Bruce. Follow your conscience. You can have all the facts in the world, but if they don't want to hear it. And Robin, they will fight you tooth and nail, physically if they have to make you conform to their way of thinking. They rioted there because they ran out of Nutella. Brandon said, Robin doesn't like Nutella. My kids love Nutella. Ruthie said, the Bushes flew in right over my house, headed to the ranch Saturday, Wayne said. You got to put it on bagels. Oh, God, no. I wouldn't want to ruin the bagels by putting it on there, Carmen. Yuck. Truth means means nothing. It's exactly right, Barbara. I grew up on Nutella. It has changed a lot since I was a kid. You gotta put it in the garbage. Exactly. I have a doctor's appointment at 8:30 Texas time. Keep me in your prayers. Yeah. Who was that? Let's see. Chezzy, you are in our prayers. Hope everything goes extremely well. We are so deeper than Fox. I don't eat Nutella. I like hazelnut coffee creamer though. Oh, Ruthie, me too. Chezzy, I won't be on tomorrow because it's Wednesday. I do not like it. I don't like it either, Barbara. Ask them to back up their lies and they don't have anything. They don't. They absolutely, all they have is attacking you. That's all they have. I like that you can scroll back through the comments. I do too, Brandon. Oh, I missed that giggle. Bruce. Oh. Gonna check Debbie Wasserman Schultz live visiting Immigration Center. Oh, please. Oh, my gosh. Give me chocolate. No one gets hurt. What is Nutella? It's just gross, disgusting stuff, Cully. It's this spread it's gross. So I don't know. Somebody else has to describe Nutella to Coley because I can't. I just think it's gross. Washman is spewing crap in Florida. Of course, she has to spew crap, Lynn, to keep the attention off of her in regards to the Awan brothers. Will China enhance the trade war? Yes. They're going to come back after us, going after them. Hazelnut and chocolate. Ugh. I don't even know if that's real chocolate. It's disgusting. Hazelnut chocolate. See, I love hazelnut too. Not much chocolate. Yeah. And they do something to make hazelnut taste bad because hazelnut by itself, like in a creamer, tastes pretty good. So I don't know. Trump wants to bring tariffs into China, $200 billion. China says they will retaliate. Pray Trump will be okay when trade war increases. Brandon said, I mean, I heard of it first living on the border. We agree, Susan. Robin said, I love it, to each her own. Exactly, Julia. You got to have the taste for some things. There are some people I know who absolutely love it, love it, love it. Is anybody going to jail? I don't think so, Robin. If anybody, no, I really don't think anybody's going to jail. I really don't. Except that guy in the CIA. Did you see video of Dems demanding to get in detention center? Yes. They were like knocking on the doors in New Jersey. Let me in, I demand to come in. Why don't they go down like to Tucson? How can Manafort be put in jail? Oh, they'll find some crime that he did in financing. I hope Comey and crooked Hillary go to jail. I don't think they will, Junior. They must be using a bad hazelnut flavor. I mix e-juice. I know about different flavors. Huh. So go down to Tucson, knock on a tent, demand to go in there and make sure that the veterans are okay. Go in there and be so upset by what you've seen that there are homeless veterans living in the tents with nothing, bare minimum, but it's better than living on the streets because at least they're safe. Why don't you go in there and be so outraged that you go back and say, you know what? Like that center up there in Los Angeles that was made for veterans, that's now being used for anything but veterans. Yeah, Robin, you're still looking for kids. Let those centers open up again. Put homeless veterans in there. If you got a Walmart that's empty and you can put illegal immigrant children in there or adults, then you can put veterans in there as well. Why don't you give a you-know-what about the veterans? That's my question. Housing migrants but kicking out homeless from cities. Yep, all Democratic politicians take a course in Hollywood. They are great actors. Exactly, Clay. Either that or they were born that way. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Take care of your own people. Ruthie said, I hear you, and well paid. Yep. Actors are born liars. That's right, Robin. I think they were born that way. Barry Obama left his country a mess. Trump is doing his best. Exactly. It's not even really his country, or this country, I would say. I don't even think he thinks of this as his country. Let's see. There are so many homeless and transitional families in America who need help. That's right, Ruthie. I don't understand why we care so much about DACA. We only care about it because they can use it politically, Chezzy. They can get the people to vote is what they want. Be against abortion, and then we'll talk about border children. Absolutely. You want to separate children? You want to think about how horrible that is? Why aren't you concerned then about abortion, separating children from their parents? You know what they'll say? Oh, they're just cells. They're a blob. They don't feel anything. It's no big deal. The children don't suffer. BS. When you're cutting somebody's neck and breaking their necks on the way out of the birth canal, I think they suffer. Let's care about families living in squalor here. Yes, Barbara. Horse crap. I know, Marlene. I agree. It's a different way of looking at things. It's an absolute different way. Have a great day off. Thank you, Brandon. I will. A lot of younger Dems in Congress are rallying against Pelosi, will not vote for her in leadership. Pelosi, by the way, is calling for the DHS secretary to step down because she's crazy. Robin said, agree. Also, don't forget, coming up in an hour, God's views on political news on Facebook. Thank you, Marlene. And go to God's Views on Political News page. They turn it around and say if you're pro-life, you're a hypocrite for not caring about the border children. Exactly, Julia, because they'll do whatever they have and can use against you for their own purposes. Who's crazy? I forget. I forget who I said. God bless. Great show. Thank you, guys. Come over to God's Views on Political News. Without sovereignty and common culture, we have no country. Exactly, Tom. They know that. Globalists know that. And that's why they're trying to destroy the country. One person at a time coming in if need be. All right, you guys, I'll see you on Thursday. God bless. Take care. Have a great day. Please retweet. Everybody, thank you on Facebook Live and everybody on YouTube. Thanks so much. I'll see you again on Thursday.